Welcome to this week's second edition of the Brandstand, where we help business leaders to understand how investing in their brand strategy can help them to grow their business. My name's Craig McVoy, I'm the founder of Beyond Brand, and I've been helping business leaders to stand out from their competition for over 20 years now, enabling them to attract more of their ideal customers and then keep them for longer. This week, we've been looking at efficiency gains, and in today's episode, we'll be asking the question, how many times do you need in order to get it right? Well, you may recall in our last episode, we talked about the consequences of getting it right first time, and also how that can make a massive difference if you don't. But how many people complain or don't complain? How many people give you a chance to get it right second time, or do they just not bother? Well, prepare for some terrifying stats that we've got for you today. So 82% of customers who had a bad experience never used a brand again. Now, that's an awful statistic if you are spending so much money on your marketing, in that 4 out of 5 customers will never return to use your business if they get a bad experience. But how much of your time, your energy, your effort and your resources are you dedicating towards that experience being right first time? Now, you may get a second bite of the cherry. If it's resolved in one try, those customers are twice as likely to buy from you again. But how many of your complaints or queries are even resolved on that second attempt, rather than it taking several attempts and several transactions in order to do so? It's a terrifying statistic, especially when you layer on top of that how much you're spending on your marketing. Now, 95% of unhappy customers never even complain in a way that a business can find. That means that most of your complaints never touch you, yet most of those customers are going to leave. So you're never even going to know why they've gone. In fact, even 20% of your satisfied customers intend to leave next time, because satisfied is not enough. They need to be wowed, and it needs to be consistent, and it needs to deliver against their expectations. And the reality is, well, there's a reality gap in terms of what is delivered versus what the expectation is. In fact, 80% of CEOs, business owners, think that they give a great experience to their customers. But when they asked the customers, only 8% of them agreed. 72% difference between what the senior team in a business thinks and the reality of what the customers are thinking. But why is that? Well, you're never going to really get a senior team in a business to experience what the reality is for their customers. And you're never going to get it right 100% of the time consistently. But it's as close as you can that's going to make all that difference. And how much of that is down to the employee experience? Well, if you think about it, they're the ones giving your customers the experience that they get. So it's significantly important for you to give an experience and to have an engaged team that wants to work for your brand. In fact, companies that have a great customer experience, on average, have 2.5 times the number of engaged employees. There's no way of doubting that comparison against those statistics is a coincidence. Now, if you've got engaged employees in your business, you're more likely to give a great experience, and therefore, why are you not investing more of your time and energy and effort in making sure that they're on board with your brand? The correlation is obvious. But don't forget, we said it's all about the consistency, because consistency equals loyalty. Now, not the kind of loyalty that you get from your best friend, your dog, but obviously it's a type of loyalty that can be given a value against. The cost of that repeat customer is probably going to be the difference between your business succeeding or not. Now, obviously, not if that consistency is bad, we want that experience to be an amazing one. And on the loyalty matrix that we looked at before, we consider what it is that a customer expects from your type of company. So if you're a convenience-based company, the consistency and the loyalty is about, I want it to be easy, I want it to be fast, and I want it to be dealt with consistently and to be on time. That's your expectation. You don't necessarily want to be wowed by somebody who's giving you an amazing customer experience over the phone and taking their time with you. That's not the reason you use that type of brand. But it's important that you understand where you sit on the loyalty matrix so that you can deliver that consistency and get that loyalty. Flex in your results just inflicts confusion. And when confusion happens in customers, they lose trust in your brand and they stop using it, or they stop using it as much, and that can be just as damaging. So your role is to remove the decision making from their minds. They must automatically think, I need to use that company because I know I'm going to get that outcome. Because time is the most precious resource that we have. And as we've said before, 65,000 decisions we make a day, but we only think about 5% of them. Get yourself into the 95% so that you are an automatic choice for your customers. And so in summary then, complain or not to complain, you'll not even realise most of the people who are not having a great experience in your business because they won't bother to tell you, but 4 out of 5 of them will leave. So the reality gap is so important that you narrow that in your business, that you start to appreciate what the reality is and how you can improve on that reality. Because the consistency is what will drive loyalty in terms of your customers, and it'll be the reason that they choose your brand. Come on. Look out for this week's final edition of the Brandstand, where we'll be covering off how improving your brand processes can help you to increase efficiency and reduce your wastage. In the meantime, if you want to attract more customers and then keep them for longer, click the link below to register for our Build a Brand Bootcamp that we're running at the end of September. I hope that you'll join us there, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.